Hello students, welcome to the video lecture of computer, and today we will continue with our chapter number 1 only, that is unit of introduction to computer. In previous period we have learned about the two concepts of this chapter. We have begun with the topic that is what is computer, and another we have learned about what working of a typical computer. And I hope that whatever you have seen in previous video you understood. Now today we will begin with the next topic, that is simple model of a computer. Now we know what is the main working of a computer. On the same basis only the simple model of a computer will work. Means in previous topic what we have learned, based on that only this particular topic is there. Means both the topic are related with each other. So our model of a computer is divided into three parts. First part is considered as an input, second is it is considered as a process, and third part will be considered as a output. Means our computer, the working of a computer will be divided into three parts only, that is input, process and output. And based on that only, based on this mechanism only, the computer will work, and we can able to get the result on our screen even also, and we can able to work with the device even also. So let us begin with the particular first part, that is input unit. Input unit, I know that you all are familiar with all these three parts, that is input, process and output, because from the beginning, from the first standard only you have started to learn about this particular concept, that computer are divided into three parts: input unit, in process unit, and output unit. In input, which kind of device are there, what is the use of that all the things you are familiar, but this is just a particular a quick revision which you have learned in a previous standards, right? So based on that you can get the more clear idea about this particular unit. So the main purpose of input unit is what? It provide a facility to enter data and instruction into the computer. Means what kind of input we want to provide to the computer, that input can be possible to provide with the help of input unit. Input can be provided in a form of numbers, it can be provided in the form of alphabets, or you can provide the input in the form of audio even also. Input you can able to provide with the help of mouse click even also. Input you can able to provide using another different options are another input devices even also. But basically you are familiar with the two main input device, that is keyboard and mouse, and using that you all are familiar even also that how to work with that particular device. Next, it support device like keyboard, mouse, joystick, barcode reader, USB, hard disk, CD and scanner. Right? These are the particular all the input units or devices which can be used whenever we are working with the computer. Out of which keyboard and mouse you all are familiar that what is the working of keyboard and what is the working of mouse. But if we are talking about the joystick, barcode reader, USB, hard disk, CD, scanner, then in that might be possible that these particular units or devices are new for you. So if I want to say something about the joystick, then nowadays all are familiar with the smartphones and smart devices. And if we are if you know, then with the smartphone sometimes they are providing us one particular stick by which you can able to work with your smartphone very easily or smart device very easily. So that particular stick is considered as a joystick. Or another example if I want to give, then all are familiar with the video games, right? In video games, a device which you are using in which the movement of a particular thing you can able to do in a form of top, bottom, left, right, then jumping is there. So that movement took place with the help of device, that device is considered as a joystick. Next is that is barcode reader. For barcode reader, a best example is that is shopping malls. For example, DMart and Big Bazaar. Whenever you are going in a DMart or Big Bazaar for shopping purpose, and once you buy all the particular thing, and when you are going at a cash counter, at cash counter they have one device which they will scan your product, and all the information related to your particular product will directly appear on a screen. So the device by which they are scanning that particular information, that device is considered as a barcode reader. Next, now you will think about USB and hard disk. How this USB and hard disk is considered as an input unit, because it is mainly considered as a storage device which will use to store a data. But data, when it will store? When you will input inside it. So due to that, it is included in a particular unit device, that is USB and hard disk, that it is considered as an input device even also, because it will accept the data, and that data will store inside that for a long time, up to till we are not deleting. So that's why it is considered a part of input unit, but actually it will be categorized in a form of memory unit only, because the main purpose of these two devices what? To store a data for a long time. As well as CD also you can consider in a form of memory unit. For example, if you are bringing from a market, then at that time blank CDs are available. So in that blank CD, whenever you are writing an information, then after that CD will work as a memory unit. Before that it will be blank, in that there is no any kind of information or there is no any kind of data. But when you are entering inside it, means what? That we are inputting a data inside the CD. Due to that it is included in this unit, that is input unit. Otherwise mainly it will be a part of storage device or memory unit only. And last one is that is a scanner. Scanner, if you want to scan any kind of data, for example best option if I am giving, then nowadays you all are using a cam scanner, by which the homework which you are doing, that homework photograph you are clicking with your device, and that device, then after you are generating a PDF and you are sending to a respective subject teacher. So that clicking of a photograph and making of a PDF is nothing but you can consider as you are scanning your data, document which you have written in a form of image, and that image you are converting in a form of PDF, and that PDF you are sending to a respective teacher. So that work will be considered as a part of a scanner. So these are the different devices: keyboard, mouse, joystick, barcode reader, USB, hard disk, and CD and scanner. And every input devices will accept different kind of input to get different kind of output on a screen. I hope you understand that what I have said about this particular input unit. Now let us move ahead. Different input device take different data in different form and send it to the computer memory. As I told, that every different devices will accept different kind of input from the user. For example, keyboard will accept in a form of alphabet and numbers. Mouse will accept in a form of pointing device. Joystick is also working like that. Then after barcode reader and scanner, they will scan the data and information will be appear. And then after USB, hard disk and CD, they will also accept the input in different ways. So every different input device will accept different kind of input, right? And using that different kind of input, we can able to get the different output even also. But this input, when it will be taken from the user, that input afterwards it will be sent to the computer memory unit, because without memory the work will be incomplete. For example, if your whole body is there but your brain is only not there, then useless, because brain will do two things: it will control our whole body and it will store data even also. Same way, input unit is there, output unit is there, but memory unit is not there, then there will is no any kind of meaning of using that device. So the next topic is our memory and control unit, right? Now in this memory we can able to store a data, and in this control it will control your input, memory and output, all three. And due to that control unit, you can call it as a central processing unit even also. Now after inputting a data, the next step is to control and store data into the computer. Once you are providing any kind of input, next is what, that there must be some process took place on it, and that input will store at some place in a device, and it should display output on a screen. So this storing of a data and managing of a data will be controlled and managed by this unit, that is memory and control unit. Computer memory retain data instruction. Retain data means what, that computer memory will accept data and instruction, and it will process and output for a short or long time. Means whatever the input data you are going to provide, that input data will get processed, and based on that process output will get display. But it depends, output will display for a short time or output will display for a long time as per the requirement. Now your memory, basically it will be divided in your means memory of a computer. Computer memory is basically divided into how many parts? Two parts. First one is primary memory and second one is secondary memory. Now before making you understand, let me give you one example about this primary memory and secondary memory, so that you can get the clear idea. If I will ask that whenever you are in a first standard or second standard, at that time what you have learned in science EVS subject, so you have to think about it. You will think, and might be possible that you will give the answer may be sure or it may not be sure. But if I will ask that in which movie which actor is there or which actress is there, then immediately you will give the answer. So the answer which you are able to give immediately, even though that movie you have seen before many years even ago, then also you can able to give the answer. That kind of memory is considered as a secondary memory. And the example of that EVS, it will be considered as a primary, because the thing which we are not remembering for a long time, or which we are not storing inside our mind for a long time, that kind of memory will be considered as a primary memory. And the information or data which remains stored for a long time, that is considered as a secondary memory. So let us see about both the memory in detail. That primary memory contain data for a short period of time. Means it will store a data, but that data will store only for a short time. For example, if I am talking about random access memory, means RAM or ROM not, but right now take example of RAM only. That random access memory is considered as a primary memory. Why? Because when the computer is on, the data will be there inside the RAM, and when computer is off, data will remove from the RAM. So due to that, it is considered as a primary memory. Or sometimes you can call primary memory as a volatile memory even also. You can call it as a temporary memory even also, and you can consider as a main memory even also. About temporary and main memory, you understand, but what does the word volatile means? Volatile means a device which require electric power to store a data. Electricity is there, data will be there. Electricity is lost, data will be lost from that thing. Due to that, it is considered as a volatile memory even also. Whereas if we are talking about the secondary memory, then secondary memory can store a data for a long time, right? And it is not a volatile, it is non-volatile, because it does not require continuous electricity to keep the data inside that device. Once the data is stored, and if electricity is not there and device is off, then also the data will remain inside the secondary memory for a long time only. But it is considered as a auxiliary memory even also, or auxiliary storage even also, because it is a, but it is auxiliary means what, that which provide the support to store a data, by which you can able to store a data for a long time. Next, unlike primary memory, secondary memory is non-volatile, slow less expensive and large in capacity. Now if we are comparing both the memory, then primary memory require electric power to store a data, and once the electricity loss, the data will be lost, whereas secondary storage memory will need a electric power to store, but once you will store, afterwards it will remain for a long time. If we are comparing in a form of speed, then primary memory having a more speed compared to the secondary memory. And if we are considering in a form of expense, then primary memory is more expensive than secondary memory. Why? Because primary memory contain less storage capacity and cost is high, whereas secondary memory having more storage capacity, and if we are converting that particular capacity and cost, then the cost of secondary memory will be less compared to the primary memory. And storage capacity in primary memory up to 8 GB or up to maximum 16 GB or 32 GB you can able to store, but hard disk contain 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes. That much information you can able to store inside the hard disk. So storage capacity is also more. Expense wise, secondary memory is less expensive, but the speed is slow compared to the primary memory. This difference is there when we are working with the primary memory or secondary memory, right? Next, once the data and instruction are entered into the memory, means when we are providing a input, that input when we are storing inside our memory unit, afterwards that instruction will be processed, that process, or you can call it as a executed, and that instruction once it will get executed, we will get the result, and that result will be considered as our output. To execute instruction, the computer need to perform some arithmetic and logical computations, which is known as ALU. ALU stands for arithmetic and logical unit. Now, all the calculation based work or all the particular thinking work will be controlled and managed by the logical and arithmetic and logical unit, and that is connected to your CPU, that is central processing unit, which will control your memory unit even also, it will control your ALU unit even also, it will control your input unit even also, as well as output unit even also. Control unit manage execution of instruction and control operation of other component of a computer. Means when we are providing input, our work get over, but to get the output we need the process, and that process will be controlled and managed by your control unit only. Means whatever the input we are providing, that input will be totally processed by your control unit only, it will be controlled and managed by your control unit only, and based on that we will get the output. For example, if we are using keyboard and mouse, in keyboard whichever key we are pressing, the key which we have pressed, that will be controlled and managed by the control unit. Instruction will be given to the particular primary memory that this key is pressed by the user, according to that the result will be displayed on the screen. So it is considered as a main part of your device even also, because you can consider as a brain of your computer even also, and that's why we are considering it as a CPU, which is nothing but it is a combination of arithmetic and logical unit as well as control unit. When this both the unit will combine, central processing unit will form, and that central processing unit control whole your input unit, memory unit and storage unit, and due to that it is considered as a brain of a computer, just like our human body. Our human body, in our human body, the all the parts of our body, even blood circulation, heartbeats, everything, movement of our body, everything will be controlled and managed by our brain. And that brain, if it will get stopped, then get human may dead even also. But same as like that, if central processing unit is not there, then there is no use of input unit or memory unit or output unit. So central processing unit is a main part of our device, right? Next means last unit is that is your output. One of the best commonly example which you are familiar for the output unit, that is your monitor, which display the output on a screen. Except monitor, another output unit are also there. For example, speaker is there, printer is there. These both are considered as output unit only, which provide the output. Even projector also you can include in a form of output unit. But all the detailed information, brief information related to the input unit and output unit, we will see in our next chapters, which is there in our syllabus. In that all the thing you will get in detail, that which unit is used, what is the working of a different units, and which unit can accept what kind of work, and according to that what kind of output we are getting. That all the things you will get whenever we will learn about the chapter number 3rd, that is input and output device. So this is all about our three main parts of our computer, that is input, memory or memory and control unit, and third one is there, that is output. I hope you understand that what up to till we have learned, right? Now next is there, that is your central processing unit, right? Now in this just a basic overview I am giving on the basis of this particular image, or in this particular basis of a chart, by which you can get the idea that if you will see that input unit is connected with the control unit and AL unit. Downside, if you will see, primary memory and secondary memory is also connected with the control unit and AL unit. And if you will see, output is also connected with that. Means whatever the input we will provide, that input will send it to the control unit. Control unit will give that input to the AL unit, and AL unit will decide that whether the working will be there on the basis of arithmetic, means calculation base, or logical base. According to that the process will be carried out, and that process once it will get over, then control unit will decide that that information should be given to the primary memory or secondary memory. If information we have to store for a short time, then it will go to the primary memory. But if you want to store a information for a long time, then control will pass to the secondary memory. Secondary memory or primary memory will store the data, and again it will give the control to the control unit, and control unit after completion of this process, it will send the control to the output, so that we can able to get the output on a monitor screen, right? So this is the main working of a central processing unit. Means every unit, each and every unit, whether input unit is there, memory unit is there, or output unit is there, or arithmetic or logical unit is there, every unit is connected with the one single unit, that is your control unit. And when control unit and ALU will combine, you know very well that it will be considered as a central processing unit, right? And that is part of a brain of a computer, right? So the students, for today's session we are keeping pause up to here, and I hope that whatever in previous video you have learned and whatever you will learn in this video, in both the videos you can understand all the basic informations related to the particular working of a computer and different parts of a computer, because it will be useful ahead in next topics, as well as in next chapter even also, right? So I watch this video properly, understand it properly, and enjoy your day. Have a nice day.